Hello, and welcome back to my playthrough of Frostpunk, the a new home scenario. Um, Sorry for the very quick stop of the last episode. Something had came up, and I wasn't going to be able to film for a little bit, and so I decided to just upload that as its own video, which will leave us here to what we're doing today. So, right now we're running out of food, so we're building up these hunter huts. We have these gathering posts, which are going to produce us coal, but right now we're full on coal, so we don't need any coal whatsoever. We have this one that's gathering wood and iron. We have 2 research, a medical tent, housing. We had recently saved people from a bear attack, I think. Yeah, a bear attack. And everyone came out just fine. And we have a sawmill, actually 2, steel. And yeah, so let's continue with this. And we finish this new this heaters research method, and let's go with the hunter set. As soon as we finish this, we are going to tag people on because, well, we need food. And you know what we don't have? Food. And by the time tomorrow, we should be able to finish this, and we have more people to go get us food. Alright, so these people are now going to get to the sturdy shelter, which is about a day's way. A bulky cylindrical construction stands on a small hill. The Union Jack flies over it, but there's no sign of movement, and we'll be going for that. And more people arrived, so now we gotta build some more housing. Boop, 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 boop. And here is a road, and it's going to go like that. And those people are just going to be left to construct it. Yeah, that's really all we could do right now. Let's feed them. Let's just feed them. I don't think we could stockpile food for a while, but we could definitely feed them, and there we go. And these guys are going to be leaving. We'll gather 1 food per person. Let's see, a word of advice, the wisdom of the crowd. Captain, when facing demands, remember these people usually look for the quickest solution, not the best one. You don't have to agree with everything they ask. If you fix the problem your way, it's fine. I'll bear that in mind. And so we're just going to wait. Houses are built. And we have a lot more engineers. It's going to get a lot more warmer. And so I think we're going to build some more medical facilities. I think that might be the right call. So let's go medical facility. Let's build that one. Let's stop the time. Let's see. Let's get another sawmill up and running because we're going to need a lot of wood. And we already have the road work for this built in. And let's just show that as far as we can. There we go. And we didn't have any resources destroyed, which is going to be great for us. And I believe for another steelworks we could put it here, but there's resources right there, so we're just going to wait for that to be done. We already have plenty of iron right now for at least a good while. And for health, maybe I'll get another one ready. Just like that. And it's gonna warm up, so maybe I staff these with some of this, and I get another. I can't get another hunter set. I do not have enough wood. That's all the wood we're gonna have so far. Let's definitely. Let's definitely try to replace some of our people in the sawmills more people, engineers. So we have more people gathering wood. There we go. And there's not going to be anyone to place over there for a while. We can actually place some workers here. So let's just do that. And these guys are done with their research. We're gonna go with drawing boards. Oh, we can't. We have to give it an hour or so. Actually, we could go for this, which takes 10 wood. What was this? Does this give us more food? Up to 20 food. There you go. So let's do the steam heating. And I'll show you this here in a little bit. And we're just going to wait for the day. We have so many people healing. We have a lot of starving people. People are eating raw food right now because of how hungry they are, which I'm not gonna fight with them on that. We're gonna stop gathering coal so we can at least build one of these places. And this is actually depleted. We'll deconstruct that later. Let's get everyone to build this area over here. Okay, we actually got this researched, and let's upgrade this. So every tier of upgrade, you need a new upgrade thing. It increases in resources, and it gives you better things. And after we finish this one, I think we may go bunkhouse. That'll give us better housing, but we'll see about that. We have arrived at the sturdy shelter. The shelter is well supplied and built to withstand even the worst weather. An advanced steam heating system protects it from the cold, which this could net as food rations, wood, and steam cores. The trail leads to another city. The shelter is comfortable and well equipped with emergency supplies. There's a notice posted by the run door. To all scientists, if you use any supplies, remember to notify the quartermaster upon your return to the city. This means there's another city out there. A signal post by the trail points to direction London 1934 miles home. Oh, London 1934 miles home. Home 27 miles. Site discovered, steel bridge. And well, let's actually grab our people, and we can head here next. And we're almost done with this next research. Let's hopefully we get lucky and get done with our new law. With our new law, I think we're gonna go for care homes. So gravely ill and amputees will be able to live here. They'll be kept alive. They won't take up seats in the medical posts, and residents who live here eat half as much, which is going to be good for us because, well, we need to save food any possible way we can. And let's actually dismantle this building. Let's heat some homes. Yeah. And there's 3 people who are going to go out. And we're actually going to build a care facility now. Might as well. It's probably going to get destroyed for more. Oh, so this actually, it would consume coal, but it gives more heating to the area. And you can't overlap them. You can if you want, but the benefit doesn't really count. I hate how this is a circle because everything's built in a grid form. So this would not be considered within the circle, but this will. So it's a really weird function. And let's see what we're gonna need next. Maybe we go with more tech. Let's build more roadways. There we go. And since we built the care house, more people are happy. And our people have reached the Winterholm Bridge. A brass plaque on the bridge tower reads, "Built by the people of Winterhome in AD 1887. The bridge is kept completely snow-free by a working automaton." And automaton, you'll see it, basically robots that help out. It could do any job, basically. We stopped at the edge of the deep, wide ravine, marveling at the steel bridge spanning it, even more so at the huge automaton sweeping snow from the roadway. It would be possible to send the machine back to our city or disassemble it for resources. So if we do this, it'll come back, it'll take 12 hours, and it could do whatever job 24/7, realistically. Or we could take this out. And so these little things are steam cores. They're like advanced power systems. To build an automaton, you only need one. So this will technically give us the key component to build two. And it takes like 100 steel to build one, until we're only going to get 88. So you could see it as long term, this would be good. But in the short term, this would be more better. And it says, "Automaton sent to the city. We reprogrammed the robot and sent it our way as it disappeared in the distance. Walking steadily towards the city, the first wisps of snow started to settle on the bridge." So, weather station. A tall building with some particular devices on the roof. It's most likely a weather station set up by scientists from Winterhome. So we're going to send them there. And we're going to bring the automaton here because it's just going to be easier for us to collect things. Now, we need resources now and later. A deserted bridge. Finding the bridge to Winterhome provided that we're on the right track. But raise questions. Why was the bridge deserted? Why wasn't the automaton under the care of an engineer? There are logical explanations to it all, but people are growing anxious. We'll find out in Winterhome. And so we actually have another set of engineers we could put there. And we have plenty of people who are sick. And we're going to be earning so much food. Let's actually hold back these people and put them in the station to make food. Because if they eat the raw food, if they eat 3 raw food, that's basically 5 food that we missed out on. So we're going to build these houses, a bunkhouse, and just give us another level of heating so they won't be as cold. And it's going to take them a while to arrive there. They're all in treatment, never mind. They're all in treatment. Let's take these 5, let's put them there. Let's just assign these guys there. And now these workers are over there, now they're producing food. And we should be able to feed all the hungry. Another day ends, and there we go. Oh, and I forgot to provide the warmth. I thought I still had quite a long time. So, we reached the weather station. There's nobody in the weather station, but everything seems, everything still seems to be operational. We could try to find out what the scientists from Winterhome are working on. So, let's explore it. A grim forecast. I found scientists' notes. They predicted that the Great Cold is going to get much worse. What's more troubling, an observation ended abruptly months ago. There's also not a can of Spam, not even a crumble of bread left in the pantry. It's obvious they moved out for good. We can see the city of Winterhome from the roof of the weather station. Site discovered, city of Winterhome. And instead of going to the city, we're actually going to go to the coal mine. We can see a couple buildings and tall, winding towers. There's a silver smoke rising from it. We're going to go to the coal mine first. And yeah, and well, it's the next day, but oh, things popped up, but let me save it for now. After I should read this. Sorry, I forgot that I'm actually recording it. In the search of other cities, abandoned station. A recent report from the weather station has got people talking. They're frightened that such important facilities was apparently abandoned. Some are starting to wonder if the evacuation from London was a good idea. After a few lamenting openly, I knew we shouldn't have come. A few are lamenting openly. Oh my gosh. A few are lamenting openly. I knew we shouldn't have come. At least London had real houses, not tents and wooden shacks. We will have answers soon enough. Well, I cannot speak at all. So I took a little break, eat some food. So I may be a little burpy. But I'll try to not do that. Alright. So let's hit play. And right now, really we just need more food. That's going to be our main focus. People in palliative care, it's only 3, so it's nothing too crazy. And now that we have more people in, people who don't need the doctor, because we have 3 facilities, we'll need technically 2. And so we're going to move some people around. And here's our new law. And let's go for, I don't think we'll be able to build prosthetics in a while. But let's go for, let's go for child shelters. So there's 2 laws you could do. And that's child labor, safe jobs, and they're able to do things like gather coal or whatever. And then you could do all jobs, and they could do, well, almost all. Nothing. They can't do what an engineer can, but they could almost do everything. And we're going to build some child shelters, which children will stay safer if they stay in children's shelters during the day, and they won't cause any mischief. So we won't have any events where they'll cause problems. And we'll get the child shelter, Hope Would Rise, provides room for kids, and a permanent hope bonus, and we'll have to just build it. Which I have no problem doing so. And let's see, is there anything we could build? Okay, it's just this. So let's go ahead and build this. There we go. It is complete. We care for the children, safe inside, people could work without worry, and get hope. And we have the bunkhouse research done. The next research I would want to do is more scouts. And that should be a nice little quick research bonus. And we'll all start producing food. And we have the coal mine research, and we're going to dismantle it. We could send people here to actually, like a work crew here to work this and dismantle, or not dismantle, but to produce coal for us. And they could give us like coal, I think it goes from every other day to every day. But we're not going to do that, and we're just going to dismantle it for everything that it has, which will be quite a lot of resources. And let's read the blurb. This coal mine was in operation until very recently. The machinery isn't running now, but there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it. Perhaps the mine simply extracted its quota and filled the loading bay. We could retrieve plenty of raw materials if we look at the machinery, or if we took the machinery apart. And let's do that. So we'll never be able to come back here and work it again. Winter home. 20 hours away. There can be no doubt. It's a city much like ours. We can see the top of the generator, but it's switched off, perhaps for maintenance. So that is 20 hours away. And let's get done with another day. And we are producing food like crazy, and we have fed everyone that we needed to, which is going to cause our hope to rise. I think so, no. They're just thanking us that they have some protection. And let's go back to 3 speed. now we have our more scouts completed. We don't need any heating. I don't think we need any resources, really. Actually, we would need to start researching our coal mine, which is an advanced building. And this is going to cost 1 steam core. And this produces a flat rate of 240 coal per day. Or you could build a thumper, which will produce more coal per day, but you need people working it, and you need 2 gathering, 2 gathering posts to gather from it. So this one takes 10 people. It produces 2/3 of this, or 2/3 of a coal thumper. This one you only need those 10 people, and this one you need 10 people to produce 560, and another 10 people to gather that coal. So this one's a lot more intensive, and this one's not, but this one's a lot more advanced. So we're actually going to go with this, and that is only per standard of workday. So there's other laws where they could only work, right now they're only working 8-hour days, but I can make them work 12. Or, like what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a robot do it. So then I don't really need to worry about it. And we're going to be able to stockpile some food after we do this. And this robot should come in, and we should be able to completely grab everything we need. Let's heat some homes. So, when it reaches near the next day tomorrow. And here's a ton of more up closely. You can see it's run off heat. It actually needs our steam engine. I keep forgetting what these are called. Our generator needs to be running to produce the electricity for this to keep going. So, using automatons. Our first automaton is operational. This would help our economy greatly. Automatons can replace entire manual labor crews. They work around the clock with short breaks to refuel at the generator. We need to research upgrades to raise their efficiency and capability. And we're actually going to place these guys on here because we need more coal. We're producing coal, and we don't have any huge need for them right now. And now that we have this, we could actually get medical apprentices. I should have actually showed you. There's multiple paths you could do, so I did the medical apprentices for children, and they just help out. And it gives you like a 20% bonus when healing people. And we can actually get rid of some people here. And if they are... Oh my gosh, what am I thinking? They could also be technicians for here to help out, and they'll give a 20% bonus there too. We're actually going to send this one here, and we're going to build a new gathering post right here. But we're getting close to reaching 5, and so you only want to keep your people out for a limited amount of time. There's kind of like an untold deadline to really keep them out. The longer they're outside, the cooler they're going to get. So, if you have them work all through night, not just at work, because you could do that with the 24-hour shift. But if you have them out constructing, they're going to get more likely to get sick, and that's something you kind of don't want. And we're actually going to be able to produce some of these, so let's build one. I'll actually build one right there. So we could save the rest of these two for people, for more housing, because I think we'll get more people to move in here pretty soon. And is there anything else I should build? No, I don't think I need any more gathering posts. I think we're good on sawmills for now. There's at least still quite a bit here. At least a day or two worth of work for them there. Let's actually gather 5 people and put them here to produce more food. And we have reached Winterhome. Let me actually save this again. Save number 5 and resume. Alright. We have climbed to the edge of the city. We stood there speechless, staring at the scene of devastation. It's a city of the dead. Most of the buildings are destroyed and the generator has exploded. The fall of Winterhome. The streets of the city are ruined. The streets of the ruined city are littered with scores of dead bodies. The city chronicles describe the shortage of food and citizens, increasing despair in the following squabbles, riots, and descent into anarchy, fights for dwindling resources, and eventual starvation. The last entry of the book. God, forgive us. We're eating our dead. There's no hope. Sites discovered, Snowcliff and an American camp. We are alone. The news has shocked everyone in the city. There were supposed to be many settlements and construction crews here. People living normal lives in homes heated by generators, but we're alone. Now, rightfully so, where people are going to be in despair. Which I wouldn't blame them. Because they're going to feel like they have no one there. And I really like how they made this, because you could really make out details and see things. I feel like the art for this is really amazing. And I have Frostpunk 2 on the PlayStation 4. I've just yet to play it. So, Winterhome has fallen. They're all dead. How will we survive without any help? We have to go back to London. There's no hope for us here in this frozen desert. People start to gather as the news of the fate of Winterhome spreads through the cities. Some of them want to drop everything and flee to London. Panic is starting to set in. I must give them purpose. So now there's two things you could do. You could do discipline, which makes a police state, or you could do faith and spiritual strength, which is more like a you kind of create like a theocracy in a sense. You have like a big religious order that starts becoming oppressive. So either way, you have a repressive amount of people, or you oppress people. But we're going to choose faith and spiritual strength. But let's read this. People are shaken, racked by fear and doubt. They lost hope in our chances of survival. Desperation could quickly push them to commit reckless acts. We have to unite them behind a vision of the future. Decide now what will give them purpose, and restore hope, or else our city will descend into the chaos that consumed Winterhome. We will give them faith and purpose, or spirituality, and we'll sign the first law, the House of Prayer. And now that is signed, we should maybe get a little few blurbs. At least we should have built a house of prayer long ago, a place to gather and praise Almighty. What a godly plan. And let's do that. We will build one here, here, and here. There we go. We did technically not connect all the way. There you go. And our people are here. Let's go to the large convoy. Several vehicles and tents can be seen. We can see people moving between them and smoke rising from the campfire. So let's get this done. And for Winterhome, we can set up an outpost and gather 150 wood every day. And then it takes a day or a half a day to get to us. And here we are, reconstructing everything. The unconvinced want to leave. Sir, you've convinced the majority that but hope is low. A group of people are still scared. They want to flee the city and London within 15 days. They've come to change. They've come to try to change your mind. You see that faith will say. You say that faith will save us. Nonsense. What are we going to pray for food when we start to starve? Shouts out one of them. If we don't try to reach London, we will end up like Winterhome. Calm down. We're not going to die. The Londoners. Your people are divided. Some of them are so scared that they plan to leave the city for London in 15 days. They'll try to convince others to join them, preying on their discontent. Fear may lead people to desperate acts. Maintain peace, give people hope, and manage their discontent to guide the city safely through the looming social crisis. Okay. And now we have 12 Londoners. Every day, people are going to join. And now we just have to convince them not to go. One of the greatest ways we can do this is by building these churches. And now we have the coal mine research. And we're actually going to start preparing this to be put down, even though we have that gathering post down still. And we are going to go like that. Oh, there you go. My mouse is acting a little bit weird. And steam cores. We have used our first steam core. Steam cores are a necessary component in advanced technology. We can't manufacture these steam cores in the city, so let's hope that our scouts find them during their expeditions. So, if we actually wanted to get a steam core back, we'd have to dismantle this whole thing. And we are done with this research here. Which I forgot to continue to a new one. Oh, jeez. It's gonna start getting cold here again. These houses are doing alright. Maybe let's give the generator a bit more juice. And more people are going to go out and finish the construction of the buildings. I actually have this, which will activate here soon enough. The House of Prayer, giving people for comfort in a place of prayer. And we're going to activate this one right here. So about almost all of our people have access to a prayer house. People feel a lot better living near a prayer house. It reminds them about their higher purpose and gives them hope. So we could do this, which is for free, but we have a cooldown of 2 days. And a short sermon will be delivered in place of worship. Hope will rise slightly, which we need our hope to rise quite a lot. And you could only do one of them. And basically, I think the effect is greater the more people who are affected by the prayer house. I think this might be the only home. Nope. This might be the only place that's not affected by it. So basically, just about everyone has availability to it, which is pretty good. And we could actually turn this off, and we can have our person actually, or our automaton, could go work in the coal factory. People join the Londoners, so we're just gonna have to stop them whenever we can. And we actually need more engineers, and we need to figure out where to get those from, which I think it will be from here. Boom. So we're gonna need to our research needs to grow exponentially as much as it can, and let's get these resources done with. So I have 2 days to raise hope. They're losing faith in us, which kind of sucks. This convoy is carrying workers that got lost in a blizzard. They are weak and have no provisions. We should listen to their story and escort them to the city. The workers who were riding in the convoy told us they were heading for the city of Winterhome. We were supposed to follow a signal from the beacon, but we couldn't pick it up. They said we tried to follow a search pattern to find it, but we ran out of fuel. And we could leave them to their fate to die if we wanted to, or we could just have them go on their own, but we need to get these guys back anyway, so let's actually escort them back to the city. There we go. And now we have this researched, and we're actually not going to really touch that, or at least upgrade our thing. Do we have enough for this? Let's actually get it so we can research the next set of technologies. And we need to turn on heaters for certain buildings, because now they're getting cold. If we have the next set of buildings researched, we wouldn't have to do this. Since we don't, the more advanced building, the more, not heat, insulation it will have, but since we don't have that, it is going to cost a pretty penny to make it so they all don't die of being in the cold. And so we have our second one researched. Let's get this one. So we only need 5. We only need 5 less people for these, which will give us back quite a bit of people. And let's dismantle this when we can. So now what we're actually going to do is we're going to dismantle every single one of these. We don't necessarily need this right now, so we're going to dismantle these, and we're going to push them back just a little bit. I like to add the people as close as I can to the center, because if you the closer you are to the center, the more heating there is, and some of these buildings have pretty good insulation. I did not need this one. I actually need purpose. And we will go shrines because this will be easy. But as I say that, I will actually start the next episode here pretty soon. I gotta go run an errand, so I'll be back with a new episode soon. And I want to say thank you and bye.